I need a bad girl to make my homie lose his cool. I need a bad girl who love listen to the bad Ice Cube. I need a bad girl to make me wanna break through. I need a bad girl, boom chicka wow wow, sex on my roof.
Hi guys, hi. It is a Mzpoly. I am so happy to be able to start this new year with some new projects I'm doing. Some are under wraps and some are not. But if you guys have come here today, as you can see, we are going to be talking about poly by nations. I kind of wanted to open up this segment regarding polying in other countries and how that could look like if you're dating internationally. So I kind of want to walk you guys through the process of me talking to a gentleman outside of the country and what precautions I take and things like that. So it's going to be like a step by step, but we're actually going through the process together. And I know a lot of you guys are like, well, what do you mean together? And what I mean by that is like every part of this is going to be together. So this I was hoping will last at least 8 months. This is a plan that I have planned out, but anything can happen. So this is one of those things where it's like real life happening right now. Hopefully that everything works out the way we like it to. If it doesn't, we'll just go in a different direction, but we're still going to kind of focus on polying and doing that internationally. So we definitely want to say thank you to anyone who is new here. You guys can subscribe to my channel, help support it. We also ask that you guys check me out also with some exclusive things that we're going to put with Poly by Nations is going to be on knowledge and relationships. So if you guys want to check out this episode, and then if you want exclusive content, that is going to be over there at relationships. So it's going to be like this episode's 1, and then you'll have episode 1B, so you can correlate the two. So if you guys would like to do that, please take the time to go over there and subscribe too, so you won't miss out on any of the great stuff that's going to be happening. And thank you guys for supporting us. So I will also put up here my Cash App. Like I said, we are starting new. If you guys like to support my channel, all the things that go in here will be for basically right now, since I'm a little bit newer, anything has to do with electronics, going towards making good content, even supporting in like I said, like cameras, software, any of those things, so that you guys can have a better experience with me while I'm doing the things I do. So support the channel and show some love. We appreciate it. And so back to what we were doing. Definitely want you guys to start this journey with me today. So we're gonna call it Poly by Nations. And first thing first, let's just go over the main story, because I want you guys to all be in the know. I want you to be in the experience with me. And so here it is. So in the poly realm, I call it the poly realm because it's like a different place, right? In the poly realm, I am considered polyamorous. Now, a lot of times I put a lot of polyandry content out. And the reason why I do that is because polyandry is dating a woman dating more than one man. Those men usually don't have any other female partners, just like in polygamy. There's usually a man, and then the women don't have any other male partners. In which the women don't even have to be bisexual. Same thing with a woman with 2 males. They don't have to be bisexual. So we didn't clear that part up. So a lot of times people think you have to be bisexual to be poly. You do not. So if you are a female and you have male partners and they don't have any other female partners, you are going to be polyandry. Now, the reason why I do a lot of polyandry content is because I am, like I said, polyamorous, because my male partners, I am okay with my male partners having other partners in a serious fashion. And sometimes maybe not as serious, just dating or something like that. My partners, though, have chosen not to. Now, I know people are like, well, why would you do that? Well, I will tell you why. So Since where I live, very conservative state, there are a lot of people who may be interested in dating me, interested in maybe trying poly, but since they're transitioning into the poly life or transitioning into talking to someone who's poly, I I don't expect them to understand um, the whole lifestyle and what that really entails. So for it being so restrictive for males, because males have a hard time changing into polyandry as it is. I'm okay with that. Now, I'm a compassionist. I love to see my partners being loved. This does not bother me, so I don't have an issue. But as I've been going on my journey, my partners don't. They just don't seek out other partners. Sometimes they do. That I've dated one partner and I stopped dating them, then obviously I've dated another one, and then they may feel like they don't want to have any other partners. So I have transitioned from being polyandry to polyamorous to polyandry to polyamorous. So being poly is not a stagnant situation. I'm not always going to be the same because I'm open to other dynamics. So my dynamic will change. And what I mean by dynamic, if you guys want to check out my other videos and get some of this wording down, please do. I do a lot of just explanation of words and things like that. And I will continue to do such because I want you guys to really understand what it is. So, in that situation that I'm in now, my partner I've been with for a while. Well, I do have two partners. My partner been with for a while, who I believe, or I believe, but I've spoken to him. I think that during our journey, that having a more dedicated partner to our situation would make him feel a lot more comfortable. Now, I think he's ready to be in a closed situation, which closed just means we won't have any other partners. We're just, the partners we have are the partners we have, and that's it. And even though I myself am not sure if I want to do that, I'm not against the idea. So I have definitely, when I'm out here looking for new partners, I have looked into, what they would like, the background, and things like that. And on that journey, my friends, on that journey, there was a man who came to my inbox probably not even too long ago. I want to say like 3 weeks ago. It hasn't been that long at all. 3 weeks, maybe four, pushing it. And I check my inbox because I also am a life coach. So people who come to me and ask questions, and I go as the flow and answer those questions as they come. But I saw this gentleman reach out to me. I noticed that he was obviously somewhere else, Middle Eastern or something like that. So I asked him, he reached out to me and I said, "Hey, how are you?" And he was, he said that he was in one of my groups that I participate in, which is, it's called like Brother Husbands. So this particular group is for polyandry, women and men. I think they expounded to other polydynamics, but they were really focused on brother husbands. And so the brother husbands can be around other men who are in the same journey. It's nice to find people who do the same thing you do and be able to talk to them about the process as a male, a process of seeing your wife, the woman you're with someone else, how those feelings make you feel without feeling like you're soft or you're a beta or whatever, or feeling like, I just don't want to deal with these feelings, which a lot of men don't get to deal with feelings because they're told they're not supposed to. They're supposed to be hard. So I'm glad there are groups like that for men, especially black males or ethnic males, because it's not only just for black males, it's for um, just brother husbands in general. So he reached out to me, let me know he was in one of my groups, which I was like, oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. And then he tells me that he was interested in getting to know me better, and he was serious about it. So I was like, okay, I get you. And so what I do, what I did, I thought about it because, I'm in a place where I would like to have another partner on a more serious note. Um, but I'm just really, really careful with who it is. And I'm trying to fit in my partner's like wishes on top of that. And I know people are like, oh, well, you're ahead of it. You're going to spend time with this person. And I understand that. but also within that, our long-term goals, I want to find someone who's going to fit in our long-term goals. Um, and I know that's something my partner wants. So I'm not saying I have to find that right away, but I will consider it when I am talking to these gentlemen. So yeah, so he told me he wanted to talk to me. I said, all right. So the first thing I did, since we're going to go on this journey together, I'm going to show you what the first things I did, the first steps I'm taking, which with you guys today. Um, and I'm thinking this is going to be more of a once a week series because I want to go maybe twice if there's something special, but once a week, definitely want to put this out. So let's go. So the first thing I did was I looked up this man stuff. So it's on Facebook. You guys know Facebook, people be in there acting like they ain't scammers. And we know they scammers. So first thing I did was I did look at his profile. Okay. Now I haven't asked full permission yet to put him out there. So basically what I mean, like his Facebook page and all that. So I didn't do that. So I want to be respectful of the gentleman first. I would like to get his permission first to do that. But what I did was I went onto his Facebook page. I looked at how long the Facebook page has been established. Okay, someone's been on there, 10, 30 days. That's not long enough. Even I'll be honest, even a year, that's really a short amount of time. I'm just be honest. Um, so I look at that. I looked at photos. Photos is another one. Like if they only have like 3 or 4 photos, or the photos are only like the business or people or whatever, I look at that. I know some people don't use Facebook that much. I know that other countries they don't, they may not be on there that much because they're actually doing other things. I get it, but I still look at those things. So I checked out if he posts. How often does he post? What does he post of? Um, and I saw a lot of postings of his job or things related to work, achievements and things like that. So I looked at that. So that was okay. Then I looked at some of the, pictures, which he didn't have too many pictures of himself, which was kind of like a red flag. Let's be honest about it. Okay. So I was like, he didn't have too many pictures of himself. And, I don't know. I don't know about that. So I looked at that, but I, red flag at that. So then we had a conversation because I said, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and, let's talk some more. So what I did was, let me get my phone. We want to be precise. I want to give y'all some facts, okay? So let's go up to our beginning of our conversation because you guys want to know, and I want you to know, okay? And while I'm pulling this up, because I just, at first I was like, oh, I don't know how, but I do. I want y'all to know what the heck. Oh, I'm in Instagram. Let's get out Instagram. This is through Facebook. Okay, so let's go to our chats. Okay, so let's go back up to the top here. They'll let them all download, right? Oh my gosh, bear with me. Should have some interesting music here. But okay, so what I did was I asked him, the first thing I asked him was, well, why are you interested in talking to me? So that for me is a big one because it's online. We know that guys see you, they may think you're cute or whatever, or blah blah blah. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm saying that because the intent for me in my head is going to be, okay, you're just trying to talk to me because you want to, hit on me. I'm not saying nothing's wrong. Guys think girls are cute. I know guys like you want them to be attracted to you. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. I'm saying you saw a girl, you saw she's pretty. Okay. You said hi to her. She says hi back. And then I don't know. And so my thing is, because I'm not about them games, I want to know intent. I just want to know intent. So I do ask, like, okay, so what is your intent for this? It's not to be rude. It's really because I want to know what your intent is. And if your intent is to have a friends with benefits, that's cool. That's just not me. And that's nice to say that up front, because who wants to waste 2 weeks or a week talking to someone and they don't want to be friends with benefits anyway? You think you're going to try to slime your way into that? No, let me help you get your focus right. If you're looking for friends with benefits, go on the other way, because you're wasting your time, and I don't want you to waste your time. I want you to waste my time. Let's move on. That's just me being real, and I don't want to waste anyone's time, especially when I know that I could be doing stuff with my time. So when I give you my time, take it as something special because I have a lot to do. And if I make time for you, you need to make sure it's important. So this is why I usually ask that question. Okay, so let me go. I'm almost there. Isn't this horrible? This, Lord, I feel like I've been scrolling forever. So what I did was ask him what he was interested in, and then he said he was looking for someone who's polyandry. Now that sparked my interest because I'm like, a man saying they want polyandry. Now I didn't say that men don't come to me or my polyandry groups that I have or been in that say that, and I understand they want that. That's cool. There have been men who approached me, but it still kind of throws me off. I always wonder, like, okay, well, what's the background in your mind that made you think that? Depending on who they are, if they're from America and they're black, I do question it. I'll be honest. I do question. Not saying you shouldn't, but I just be like, okay, well, tell me a little bit more about what made you feel like you would want that. And I did the same thing to him. So dang, we was writing a little too much. Well, we were interacting quite a bit. So we would start interacting in December. I know it was January. So like I said, it hadn't been that long. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna stop where we are. Okay, so here we go. I think this is where the most important part is anyway. Yes, here we go. We're at the top now. Thank you for bearing with me. So he asked me how I was. He said he found me on the brother sister group, which we were talking about. And he asked, "Can you chat with me?" And I asked him what he wanted to chat about. He said, "Join the group with the intent to know, um, more about polyandry." And I felt out it's a fit for me. And then I found you, and I was like, "Okay." Now I'm not gonna lie, I ain't on there that much. So when as long as they found me, they had to be scrolling for a while. I participated in the group, but I'm not like an everyday. Oh, I wrote something. Like you're not gonna see me posting photos every day. You're not. So for someone to say they saw me, you had to be really investigating it. So that's a good thing, right? Um, he said he had lost a relationship in the past, and he said he realized that women are more sensitive than men, and they need more love and attention and care. And he said women will then continue to love and care for you. Sorry. Okay. Um, he said he feels like this could be more possible with two loving guys love a woman. So his English is a little off, but that's fine because I have spoken to him, via chat. So he does, yeah, the English is a little bit off, but it's good. We can still read. That's all we need to know. And he said, now I want someone in my life and I will support her in her polyandry journey. So this is something that I was like, okay. So maybe he's had, he obviously had some experience that made him think that he would like to try polyandry. Um, I asked him where he was from. He's from Afghanistan. So that tells me that he's from a place where they do practice poly, polygamy mostly, but it does exist. So he knows there's not a weird thing to see a person with more than one partner. So that's actually very interesting because even in America, everybody's kind of like grungy when it comes to having more than one partner. Even though there are celebrities with more than one partner, it doesn't matter. It's not very common. So you're just starting to see people more out about it and being out. So some people are actually living the life, they just don't come forward. So being forward with it, and for a man saying, "Oh, I have, two wives," and everybody like, "Oh, okay, well, who are your wives?" and act like that's a normal situation. These are the countries that kind of it's going to be that it's normalcy. Okay, so actually, you say he was from Afghanistan, but he lives in Pakistan. Okay, and then he said he was going. He's studying for his PhD in electrical engineering, and he would like to get it in America. And he has applied for some schools, and he would like to pick a school. He said he had some letters from the schools that he got into. So he told me the schools he got into, and now he has to choose one prior to August. So I was like, okay, that's cool. It's cool. And he was deciding that, or he was looking into Texas, and then possibly he said he put one in several months ago and he hadn't heard anything back, and he actually just heard something back last week. Yeah, last week. hmm Last week, and it was from Wyoming. So I was like, oh, okay, why'd you pick Wyoming? They don't know. Now, I just like, I was like, okay, well, hey, there's lots of trees and ranches. Hey, I'm not hating on Wyoming. It's a very landscape place. Okay, really nice landscape place. And he said he did get a fully funded scholarship. So he was kind of telling me about that, which is cool. Um, and he's been really putting effort to show me that. So I told him where I stayed. Um, so and I asked him, I said, what do you want from a partner? So these are things I ask people just in general talking. So I asked him what he wants in a partner. This is his response. I want, I have to rephrase some of these things he's saying because, like I said, English ain't good. Uh, I said, I'll just say how he said it. I want she would be sincere, love me, and spend our lives with good memories. I'll support her in polyandry. I'll help her find another partner if she doesn't have one. And he asked me, did I have partners? So this is the beginning, obviously. And I told him, yes, I did. Um, and he says it's about chemistry. And he says he has no children. Um, and he also, I was reading down here, I was telling him how many kids I had. So we started getting more details. This is where I think this is the time when you first meet someone. Um, so if you don't know, if you never talked to anyone who's international, okay, the questions that they ask will seem way, way more intrusive because where they're from. And this is goes for any place outside of America. There's lots of questions that are okay questions that are not okay questions in America. Asking a woman her age, that's an okay question. That's an okay question. It's not rude. Some people say it is, but it's not rude. Someone asking you how much you make is not rude. That is a question they're asking you, and it doesn't matter. It's not a rude question to ask how much you make. Um, Intrusive things that Americans may think that are intrusive. It's not intrusive. It's very, very regular conversation to ask on how much they make. That's not. But here we're like, oh, you shouldn't ask people that. You should ask a woman how old she is. And I understand there's certain parameters. So if you start dating someone or start talking to someone, you may be very offended as a woman because they will ask you as well, how many children do you have? They may ask you how much you weigh. I'll be honest, these are just questions that are questions they ask you. It's not rude. Um, and then their response may sound, if it sounds blunt, know the difference between blunt and being rude. That's what you need to find the middle. And if you know someone's from another country, they can be blunt. If you've dealt with Jamaicans, they are extremely blunt and rude at the same time sometimes. So you need to know the difference between someone being blunt. Some people are like just over the top. Like I said, if you dealt with Jamaicans, you should be very aware of what that looks like. And I'm just saying that they can be very blunt, and you make you feel some kind of way. And sometimes they'll even be that way and they still like you. It's not even that. They just say what it is, how they feel in the moment, and they don't really care. And and you feel that way, but it's just the bluntness of it all. Okay. Um, so just be aware of that. But there's a line, and if you feel like something was rude, you can say that in a nice way. Say, hey, that the way you said that, I feel some kind of way about that here. That makes me feel uncomfortable. So there's ways to do things. Okay, so be aware of that. So we talk about how many partners I would have because that was important to him. See, these are good questions people ask for Polly. How many partners do you want to have? How many? He expressed that he didn't want to have any other female partners. So that he's like, and I would hope that your partners wouldn't have any other female partners. So he's leaning towards more polyandry. That's why I say I keep transitioning from side to other. I just whatever. So that's where he lays. with it. So now we've been talking for a while. I wanted to share that with you guys. Like I said, I'm kind of asking those questions. Where your partner? What do you want to have? You even asking like how many children, do you want to have in the future if you want to have children? Like he asked a whole bunch of questions. Um, I asked him about his family, things like that. So those are those basic questions you ask. Um, I didn't really step into the realm of asking how much he made or anything until like a week ago, and that was purely because he was asking about the the amount people make here, right? So we were just talking about how inflation was and his country, and so we are kind of comparing the numbers because obviously they're not the same currency. So I was trying to translate that into our money, and so we were talking about how much it is to be a teacher here and how much it'd be over there and blah. We were just converting those numbers. So that's the only time I brought it up. He's the oldest in his family, the oldest son. Um, he has his own place, and he has another place where his mom and dad are at, and his brothers and sister. I think they live there too, with the parents. So I was like, okay, so these are good things, right? So that's our first start. Like I said, I want this episode to be too long, but I want to introduce that. So now that we're going to talk about what else did I do. So I want you guys to look with me. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Let's see what we did. I know you guys like this lady just talking. No, we're gonna share. I'm gonna share what you should do. Okay, let's do that. All right. I want you guys to see. So next thing I did, next big thing that you should do. Okay. Next big thing you should do. Okay. Let me go in here. Okay. Okay. It says switch. I don't want to switch right now. Okay, so this is what I would do. I would go on here. Now I would look up. Now, like I said, he told me he was from Pakistan. So what we're gonna do? This is the first thing I will tell you that I think you should do. You should look up, okay, Pakistan. Okay, I want you guys to look at Pakistan. Now, since he said he was um not, I mean, he said he was from Afghanistan, but he's Pakistan. What you do is look up Pakistan. Okay, you're gonna look up two places. Pakistan's one. First off, you need to know where the hell you are. Some people don't know, and this don't feel some way about it. Figure it out. Okay, don't be that guy trying to be cool. Okay, and you don't know. That doesn't make sense. Don't be that guy. So it's, look over here. It's in South Asia. Here are some nearby areas. Afghanistan, Pakistan, obviously are very close. So now you can see why he said if he was very close, that makes sense. You can look up some history. This is where I would start that process. And definitely look up, things that are going on in that area. You want to look up, you know, you can look up all these things here. Look in some news. Okay. Look, this is a good one. So if you ever history, population, religion, prime minister, you're gonna look up those things. I know people are like, oh, that's stupid. It's not. First off, you want to know if America has any issue with their country. Let's just be real with that. See what that's about. You want to see, culture wise, what kind of cultural stuff they're on. Okay. Um, if you want to go to Afghanistan, you go to Afghanistan. Look at the flag. You guys think you know a lot about Afghanistan, but you should probably look it up. So look up Afghanistan, look up what's going on. It's Islamic. You need to look up what they wear, all those things. These are things you need to look up. So I would go do that first. Okay. I will look, biggest thing I would look up because, I asked him. So he is Muslim, even though it's Islamic. He is Muslim. Okay, let me switch back. I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, we're gonna go back over here. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see me. I wish that when it's shared, it would show me. Maybe I did it wrong. Maybe I should do it like this. Okay. But I don't know if it showed me. But at the end of the day, what you want to do is, I hope you guys could have saw that. Hopefully. That makes sense to me. Let me try it again. Let me try it again and see if it worked. 'Cause I want you guys to see what I saw. In my face. Is that possible? Um, okay. There we go. Dang, I hope you guys saw that the whole time. Anyway, so you want to look up the place. So I look up Afghanistan. I looked up anything that has to do with cultural wise, their location. You want to see where it is on a map. A lot of people, geometry was not your not your place. So please look this up. This is going to be near Europe, but not Europe. It is in Asia. So please go look where the places are. Don't make assumptions, because if you don't know or you just heard something, take the time to look. So the next time we go over the next episode, because I want this one not to be so long. Next episode, I want to go into the religion part, the customs. I want to go over locations. I want to go over how it's polygamy done there, and then those things are important because those may be things that you don't want to be associated with, or you don't want to be with someone like that, especially long-term partners. So you want to look into these things. You want to take the time to gather research on these places, and then once you do it once, if you find someone else again, you don't have to do all that because you've already done it. um, but definitely do make sure the person's real on Facebook. Do your little catfishing investigation. Then once you've done that, if you think they're okay, they're legit to some degree. Now everyone knows this, between every man and woman, you're still gonna have those moments where you're worried, because at the end of the day, let's take that off. But but at the end of the day, it's still a male and looking for a female, and you want to make sure that they're not just there to come, do a video chat or talk to someone in America, because they know that American women are a little bit dressed different. I mean, if you look over this, like I said, we're going to go over customs. We'll talk about this customs, things like that. If the women in a particular place, they're not allowed to go outside in something like this, they're fully covered. If most women are like that, or there's fine, they're like, then you wearing this in a video chat for them is like a lot. Women who are like, oh, let me just show a boob or something like that. I've been on streams, and I mean, like, dating apps where they have streams. You go on the stream and you'll see that random guy get in a box and be like, oh, show me your boobs, show me your boobs. And you'll see like 5 guys in a room. It's because the women there aren't, they can't do that. But you can dance and show your little butt and stuff. And for them, that's basically porn. That's porn. So you looking like this could be very extreme to some men. You got to recognize that. So you definitely, check out that I'm going to do some other episodes. I want you look at customs, things like that, because you want to make sure that the person you're trying to talk to or is trying to talk to you is just there for what they say they are there for, and maybe not alternative motives, to the best of your ability. Like I said, you guys are walking with me through this. I mean, I don't know this gentleman's full intent, don't know him very well. This is someone that I'm considering talking to. I like I said, customs make a big difference there. They talk to someone for a while and then they just marry them. There's no like 2-year dating situation that takes place. So this will move fairly quickly if it's something he's serious about. So these are things you have to consider. So find out more about the place. Okay, so that's what we need to do. I want to do it with you. I did some on my own already, but I want you guys to be on this journey with me. So I did show you the map. Look up your maps. Then we're going to go into customs, locations, the state of affairs between America and them, because you think that doesn't matter. It does matter if you're trying to go over there, or your boyfriend's trying to come here, and then they can't get passports because something's going on between United States and their country. You need to know. You no longer can just sit in your shell and act like America's the only place in the world for you. You have to take the time to do some investigation and go outside your realm of just your city or your state and find out what's going on in the world, so you can be prepared for a better relationship with someone, maybe internationally. So we're going to do the next episode that way. We're going to do some special content on relationships, knowledge and relationships. Also, so this will be episode 1, and then there will be episode 1A over there. So you guys check that out. Please subscribe. I appreciate you guys for going through this journey with me. There's hopefully this will be a very wonderful experience and one we can track. Also, want to throw out there before we go. So they put a new show on TLC called Brother Husband or Seeking Brother Husband. So same thing, guys. And if you're polyandry, this is the realm we're talking about. You can see men who look for women who are okay with dating them, because some men think this doesn't exist. They think that there's no man who wants to go out with a woman who has other men, and I'm telling you that's not true. So this is a good show, probably to watch. I don't know what it looks like. I have seen the woman in it. She usually has 3 partners, but she has 2 steady ones for a long time, and I think she's looking for her third. Her thirds are hard. So I feel for you, ma'am. I feel for you. I don't know your name, but I know, because thirds are evil. And then the 2, they just seem it's like 2 of them come together, and they're like, F that third person. Thirds are hard. Thirds are hard. Thirds are hard. But we can do it. So I think seconds are nothing. It's the third. They're the ones. So definitely watch out for that show. I'll be talking about the show also on Miss Nebraska's podcast. She's on Twitch, Miss Nebraska. And so we got a whole bunch of content coming. I'm going to give you guys some links. All these wonderful things are to come to pass. But I want to make this video not so long. So like I said, 30 minutes. Give you guys some info. We're going to do our discovery, hit on some different things, ask your questions below, like the video, and then we'll see you guys next. All right, bye.